was riding with me before I stopped. I wasn't supposed to be on that route. That's the part that keeps coming back to me. I'd been running my usual line for weeks, same stops, same timing. But that night dispatch rerouted me last minute, said there was a delay up north, wanted me to cut across and pick up a load near the state line. Didn't think twice about it, just drove. It was late, somewhere around 1:40 in the morning, long stretch of highway, no lights except my own. You know how it gets out there, where the road feels like it just keeps going forever, and after a while, you stop noticing things. That's when I saw him, standing on the shoulder. At first I thought it was a sign or something, but as I got closer, I could see it was a man. No car, no hazards, no movement, just standing there, facing the road. Now most drivers will tell you, you don't stop, not out there, not at that hour. But I slowed down anyway. I don't know why. Something about the way he was standing. It didn't feel like he needed help. It felt like he was waiting. I passed him, didn't stop, didn't even look too long, just kept driving. And for about 10 minutes, everything was normal. Then I heard it, a soft shift behind me. Now, if you drive long enough, you get used to sounds in the cab, airlines, engine noise, stuff settling. But this was different. This sounded like weight, like someone adjusting. I checked my mirrors, nothing. Checked the passenger seat, empty. Then I told myself the same thing we all do out there. You're just tired. So I kept driving. About 15 minutes later, I pulled into a small truck stop. Didn't even plan to stop, just felt like I should. Lights were on, only one other truck there. Engine off, no movement. I parked, killed the engine, sat there for a second. That feeling came back, the one I had when I passed him, like I wasn't alone. I grabbed my keys, opened the door, stepped down, and that's when I heard it again, from inside the cab. A shift, clear as day. I froze, hand still on the door, didn't turn around, didn't move. Then slowly, I climbed back up. Didn't know why, didn't want to, but I did. Sat in the driver's seat, door open, engine off, and I said it out loud. Hello? Nothing. Then I looked toward the sleeper, and I saw it. The blanket. It moved, just slightly, like something underneath it had shifted. I didn't wait, didn't check, didn't think. I jumped out of that truck so fast I don't even remember hitting the ground. Ran straight across the lot. Didn't stop until I was inside. The guy at the counter looked at me like I was crazy. I probably was. I told him someone was in my truck. He grabbed a flashlight, came out with me. We both walked up to the cab. Slow, careful. He climbed up first, pulled the curtain back. Nothing. Empty. No sign of anyone. He checked under the bunk, storage compartments, everything. Nothing. He looked at me and said, "You sure?" I nodded. Didn't trust my voice. We both stepped back down, and that's when I saw it, on the side of my truck, written in the dust, 4 words. "You should have stopped." I didn't say anything, didn't ask questions. I just got back in the cab and drove. Didn't sleep that night. Didn't stop again either. But here's the part that still gets me. That truck stop, I looked it up later. It closed years ago. No employees, no power, no reason for anyone to be there. But I know what I saw, and I know what I heard. Because every now and then, when I'm driving late, I still hear it, that same shift from behind me. Be honest, would you have checked the sleeper or ran? He was already parked behind me. I don't take that route anymore. Not because of the road, not because of the hours, because of him. It started normal. That's the worst part. It always does. I had just crossed into Pennsylvania, running a late delivery. Nothing but highway and tree lines, mile after mile of nothing. I remember checking the clock, 2:17 a.m., that time where everything feels off. Fuel was getting low, so I pulled into a small stop just off the exit. Only one pump was lit. The rest of the place was dark, and there was already a car there, parked behind the pumps, engine off, lights off. I didn't like that, but I needed fuel, so I pulled up anyway, kept my truck running. Got out, and that's when I noticed the driver's door of that car was open, just slightly, like someone had gotten out and never closed it. Let me ask you something. Would you have stayed or left right there? Because I stayed. I started fueling, tried not to look at the car, tried to act normal, but I could feel it, that feeling, like someone is watching you from somewhere you can't see. The pump clicked. I put the nozzle back, turned toward my truck, and the car door was closed. I froze. I hadn't heard it, didn't see it move. It was just closed. That's when I knew I wasn't alone anymore. I climbed back into my truck, locked the doors, didn't move, just watched. About 30 seconds passed, maybe a minute. Then the interior light in that car turned on. No one inside, just light. And then it shut off. I don't know why. But I grabbed my phone, started recording, didn't even think about it. Just pointed it at the car, and that's when the back seat moved. Not a person stepping out, not someone sitting up. The seat itself, pressed down, like someone had just leaned forward. If you're still listening right now, hit subscribe to the Insomniac stories, because these only get worse. I should have left, I know that now. But I didn't. I kept watching, because part of me wanted to see it, to understand it. Then the headlights came on, blinding, and I dropped my phone. When I looked back up, someone was sitting in the driver's seat. I swear to you, there was no one there before. No door opening, no footsteps, no sound, just suddenly there, and they were staring at me. Didn't blink, didn't move. Then slowly, they raised their hand and pointed. At my truck, not at me, at the back, the sleeper. My stomach dropped because I hadn't checked it, not once, since I got there. I didn't wait, didn't think. I threw the truck into drive and pulled out fast, too fast. Didn't look back, didn't stop, didn't breathe. About 10 minutes later, I finally checked my mirrors. The car was gone. Road was empty. Everything looked normal again, until I heard it, that same sound, from behind me, a slow, heavy shift, like someone had been there the whole time, just waiting for me to drive. Be honest, when he pointed at the sleeper, would you have checked? If you like stories like this, hit subscribe. Now let's get into story 3. In story 3, he knew my stops before I did. I used to run nights because I preferred them. Less traffic, less noise, just you, the road, and whatever's out there with you. That route was simple. 3 regular stops, same order, same timing. I could run it half asleep, and that's probably why I didn't notice him at first. I was just outside of Columbus when I saw the car. Dark sedan, couple lengths back. Nothing unusual, except it stayed there. Exit after exit. Speed changes. Lane changes, didn't pass, didn't fall behind, just stayed. Now every driver notices things like that. You don't survive long out here if you don't, but I told myself the same thing I always do. Just another car. First stop came up, small place, half lit, 1 pump working. I pulled in, the car didn't. That should have been the end of it. I fueled up, went inside, grabbed coffee. The girl behind the counter didn't say much, just kept looking past me. Out the window. I turned, didn't see anything. When I walked back out, that car was there, parked across the lot. Engine off, lights off. Let me ask you something. When something shows up where it wasn't before, do you leave or do you watch it? Because I watched it. Sat in my cab, didn't move. About a minute passed, then the driver's door opened and a man stepped out. Normal looking, mid-40s maybe. Nothing about him stood out, except he didn't look at me. Not once. He just stood there, beside his car, facing away, like he was waiting for something. Then he got back in, closed the door, and just like that, The headlights came on. He pulled out, past me, didn't look over, and he was gone. I told myself that was it. It wasn't. Second stop. About 40 minutes later, I pull in, and he's already there, parked in the same way, same angle, lights off. My stomach dropped, because there's no way he beat me there. No way. Not unless he knew where I was going before I did. I didn't get out this time, didn't fuel, didn't move, just watched. And then my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I shouldn't have answered, but I did. I didn't say anything. Neither did he, but I knew it was him because I could hear it. The engine, the same idle from that car, through the phone. Then he finally spoke. "You skipped your third stop last week." My blood ran cold because I had. Dispatch changed it last minute. No one should have known. No one except me. If you're still here, and this is hitting you the way it hit me, subscribe to the Insomniac stories. Because this isn't where it ends. I hung up, hands shaking, looked across the lot. His headlights came on. And this time, he pulled closer, slow, until he was parked directly behind my trailer, blocking me in. Didn't get out. Didn't move, just sat there. Then my phone buzzed again. Same number. I declined it. Immediately, the truck rocked, just slightly, like someone had stepped onto the back. I froze, because I hadn't heard a door open, hadn't seen him move. But something was on my trailer, walking, one step at a time, toward the cab. I didn't think. Didn't check. I slammed it into drive, jumped the curb. Didn't care, just needed to move. I didn't stop again that night. Didn't take the third stop. Didn't finish the route. I quit 2 days later, but here's the part that still doesn't sit right. A week after that, I got a message. No number, no name, just a location. My third stop, and underneath it, "Missed you again. Be real with me. When he blocked you in, would you have stayed in the truck or tried to run?" Story 4. There was no exit off that road. I took that road because it was faster. At least, that's what the GPS said. Cut about 20 minutes off my route. Late night run. Empty highway. Seemed like an easy decision. Looking back, that's where it started. I turned off just past the state line, somewhere outside of Charleston. At first, it looked normal. 2-lane road, trees on both sides, no lights, no houses, just dark. The kind of dark where your headlights don't feel strong enough. I remember checking the map, still showed a straight shot. No turns, no stops, easy. About 10 minutes in, I realized something. I hadn't passed a single car, not one. No headlights coming the other way, no taillights ahead, nothing. That's not normal, even for that time of night. Let me ask you something. When the road gets that quiet, do you trust it, or do you turn around? Because I didn't turn around. I kept going. Another 10 minutes passed, maybe 15. Hard to tell. The road didn't change. Same trees, same turns, same stretch. And then I saw the sign, up ahead, right side of the road, white, reflective. As I got closer, I read it. No outlet. 12 miles. I frowned, looked at the GPS. Still showed a through road. Didn't make sense, but I kept going. That's when I saw the lights. Behind me, far at first, just 2 small dots in the distance. I hadn't seen a single car. And now one was coming up fast. Too fast. Within seconds, it was right behind me. Close. Too close. High beams on. Blinding. I adjusted my mirrors. Tried to wave him around. He didn't pass. Just stayed there. Right on me. Then he flashed his lights, once, twice, 3 times. Not random, deliberate, like a signal. I sped up. He matched it, slowed down. He matched that too. Didn't matter what I did. He stayed, right where he wanted to be. Then my GPS cut out. Screen went black. Radio died. Just engine noise, and those lights behind me. That's when I saw the second sign, same white, reflective board, Same message. No outlet. 12 miles. My stomach dropped. Because I'd already driven past that sign, there was no way. It should be there again. I checked the odometer. I'd gone at least 10 miles since the first one, but the number didn't change. Still said 12 miles. Like, I hadn't moved at all. I looked in the mirror. The car behind me was closer now. So close I could finally see the driver. He wasn't looking at the road. He was looking at me, smiling, wide, unmoving. And then he raised his hand and pointed, not at me, at the road ahead. I looked forward, and my heart dropped, because the road ended. Just stopped. Trees, dirt, nothing else. No turn, no exit, nowhere to go. I slammed the brakes. The truck skidded, stopped just short of the tree line. I looked in the mirror. The car behind me was gone, just gone. No headlights, no engine, nothing. Silence. I sat there for a long time. Didn't move, didn't breathe. Finally, I put it in reverse, slowly backed up, turned around the best I could, and drove back the way I came. Except there was no road, just trees, dirt, like I had never been on pavement at all. If you're still here, and this feels wrong to you, subscribe to the Insomniac stories, because I still don't have an answer for this. I sat there until sunrise, didn't move. When the light finally came up, the road was back, normal, 2 lanes, clear path, like nothing had ever happened. I drove out, didn't stop, didn't look back. But here's the part that still gets me. A week later, I checked the route again. That road doesn't exist, never did. Be honest, when you saw that second sign, would you have kept going? Or turned around, right there? Story 5. He was in my truck before I got there. I started checking my truck every night after that. Didn't matter where I was, didn't matter how tired I felt. I checked the cab, the sleeper, under the bunk, storage compartments, everything. Because once you get that feeling, you don't ignore it anymore. That night felt normal, which should have been my first warning. I was parked just outside of Detroit, small lot behind a closed building, place I'd used before, quiet, out of the way. I did my check, everything clear, locked the doors, climbed into the sleeper, set my alarm, closed my eyes, and for the first time in a while, I actually slept. I don't know how long, could have been minutes, could have been hours, but I woke up to a sound. Not loud, not sudden, just breathing. Slow, steady, right in front of me. I didn't move, didn't open my eyes, because in that moment, I already knew I wasn't alone, and I hadn't been since before I fell asleep. The breathing didn't change, didn't react, just stayed there, close, too close. I kept my eyes shut, tried to think, tried to understand. I had checked everything. I knew I had. There was no one in that truck. And yet, there was, right in front of me. If you've ever had that moment where you know something is there, but you don't want to see it, you already understand what comes next, because opening your eyes makes it real. Be honest. Would you open your eyes or stay still? I stayed still for a long time. The breathing never changed. Then it stopped, just like that. Silence. I waited, counted in my head. 10 seconds, 20, 30. Nothing. Slowly, I opened my eyes. The sleeper was empty. No one there. No movement. Nothing out of place. I sat up, checked everything again. Cab, locks, storage, all clear. I told myself it was a dream. Had to be, until I saw the window, driver's side, fogged from the inside, and written across it, from the inside, 4 words: I didn't wake you. My hands started shaking, because that meant one thing. Whoever it was, they were there while I slept, and they left, without waking me. I didn't drive that morning. Didn't start the engine. I just sat there, watching the glass, waiting to see if it would happen again. It didn't. Eventually, the sun came up. The words faded, like they were never there. But I remember them, every letter, because sometimes when I'm parked late at night, I wake up before the sound starts, like something is waiting for me to fall asleep again. Be real. After that, are you ever sleeping in that truck again? Comment below, subscribe for more stories you shouldn't listen to alone. Story 6. I wasn't the one driving anymore. I don't tell this one often, not because it's the worst thing that's happened to me, but because I still don't understand it. I'd been driving for hours, straight highway, nothing but lines and darkness. You know how it gets, where your hands are on the wheel, but your mind starts drifting. That's where I was, somewhere between awake and not. I checked the clock, 3:08 a.m. That time again, the road was empty, no cars, no lights, just me. At least, that's what I thought. Let me ask you something. Have you ever driven so long, you forget the last few miles? Because that's where this started. I blinked, and suddenly, I didn't remember the last exit, didn't remember the last turn, didn't remember anything for what felt like miles. That's when I looked down at my hands, still on the wheel, but something felt off, like I wasn't the one holding it, like something else was. I tightened my grip, tried to focus, and that's when I saw it in the reflection, not the mirror. The windshield, faint, another set of hands, over mine, same position, same movement, but not mine. I jerked the wheel. The truck didn't move, stayed perfectly straight, like my hands. Didn't matter. If you're still here, and this is hitting you, subscribe to the Insomniac stories, because this is where it gets worse. I tried again, harder this time, pulled the wheel, nothing. The truck kept going, perfectly steady. That's when I realized something. The road ahead wasn't changing. Same lines, same cracks, same stretch, over and over, like I wasn't moving forward at all. I checked the speed, normal. Checked the RPM, normal. But outside, nothing changed. Then the radio clicked, static at first, then a voice, low, calm. You can let go. I froze because I hadn't touched the radio. You don't need to drive anymore. My hands started shaking. I tried to pull them off the wheel. I couldn't, like something was holding them there, keeping them in place, guiding them. I slammed my foot on the brake. Nothing. Truck didn't slow, didn't react, just kept going. Then the voice again. You've been doing this too long. You're tired. Let me drive. I closed my eyes, just for a second, and when I opened them, the road was different. Trees closer, darker, and the truck was turning on its own, slow, controlled, off the highway, onto a road I never chose. Be honest. If you realized you weren't in control, what would you do? Because I panicked. I ripped my hands back, hard as I could, and this time, they moved. The wheel jerked, truck swerved, tires hit gravel, and everything snapped back. Engine loud, road reel. I was back, stopped on the shoulder, heart pounding, hands still on the wheel, but mine again. I sat there for a long time, didn't move, didn't trust it. Eventually, I looked up, back at the road, and that's when I saw it. The tracks, tire marks, leading off the highway, into the trees, deep, like a truck had already gone that way, before me. And the worst part, those tracks matched mine, exactly, like I had already taken that road and come back, without remembering it, or worse, like something else had. Be real. If that happened to you, are you ever driving nights again? Comment below.